What's up, everybody, and welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and tonight I'm going to be giving you my comparison video between the XM Studios Ultimate Captain America and Sideshow Collectibles brand new Captain America statue. Now, they're different takes, they're different Captain Americas, as you can tell by some of the outfit, but ultimately they look similar. The poses are slightly similar. XM has some more switch out options if you buy the version B, which is what I have here. Again, Hydra themed bases. One's got a low edition size, that being the XM with $4.99, and Sideshow made $3,500 of theirs. Sideshow's price point is $615 plus shipping and taxes. XM is around $1,000 for version B plus taxes. So let's get right into the review and into the comparisons. We're going to go right to the bases, and both bases are similarly themed, but they're ultimately they're kind of different. So the XM Studio has that Rocky sub base, which looks really good with some of that Hydra weaponry. You have that Hydra mask with some damage on it, and then you have those containers, the supply containers with the Hydra logo littered throughout, the burlap sacks. Well painted, a lot of good detail, some nice Easter eggs in there. Lots to like about that base. It's a little smaller, the base, than the Sideshow base. So here's the Sideshow one. Same thing, right? You have a Hydra base. You see the destruction. You see these bullet ricochet effects. They look terrific. Hydra logo is green, where it's more black and yellow with the XM one. You spin it around. You see a cannon, a tri-cannon with some really nice colors. Very vibrant yellows and greens, right? And then you have that Hydra logo under there as well. Good rock, right? So they both have Rocky sub bases with some tanks and cannons. A lot of good detail. As far as the base goes, I think they're pretty close. I'll give it to Sideshow because of the colors, but it's very, very, very close. Now, Captain Americas themselves. The XM Studios cap is definitely not as big as Sideshow's comic book cap. I would say he's about 10% bigger for the Sideshow version. You can see them lunging at each other, and look at this guy next to that guy. Sideshow's definitely bigger and much more muscular, which again, some people may like, may not like. So the boots for the Sideshow one, these are comic book accurate. So you have just plain leather with a lot of good textures, some dirt for some of that wear. And then you have the nice treads on the bottom. A lot of good detail on these boots. Now the XM is more realistic. Look at the treads. All right, it's a more military style, modern boot. You have all the buckles, all of these different leather textures and battle damage. Certainly the XM Studios boots pack some more detail because they were sculpted that way. But both of them look good in my opinion. As far as for the outfit, the XM Studios one is a lot of battle damage, as you can see throughout. It's painted a little darker blue, where the Sideshow comic book one is definitely a little bit more bright, and a little more vibrant. But look at all the detail. You can see the skin, right? You're not going to get any of that with Sideshows. They went with a much cleaner look, but nonetheless, you can see the nice folds, and the realism is there. The big muscular legs. Looks fantastic. Again, this is going to be a preference thing, right? I think they both look good, and they're very different. We'll continue to move up. Now to the midsection, we have a ton of pouches on the XM piece. These are much more realistic looking leather pouches. That's a walkie-talkie. But look at all the paintwork on this and the different textures. The belt buckle holes, it looks great. Really expertly sculpted and painted. They look great. The water canteen looks phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of good detail. And then the Sideshow one, they're a little more plainish. Well sculpted. There's your belt buckle, just a metal belt buckle. You can see some damage there, which they didn't do a lot of throughout the costume. But it's nicely painted. They look good, well sculpted. The upper torso, we have that red, white, and blue. That looks very, very good. They're actually pretty similar. Again, XM's is darker colors, more realism, and definitely some more textures and details and battle damage. That looks great. And then you have those that strap that goes all over his back. That's how you would hold the shield if you went with that option. The leather straps look amazing. The belt, all the buckles look great, and then more pouches throughout. It looks really, really nice and well sculpted. And again, look at all that battle damage. Very muscular guy as well. Where Sideshow's is very, very muscular. A lot of muscle definition on this guy. Much cleaner outfit, but again, good texture, good folds, and also another big difference between the two. Or maybe it's subtle to most people, but I see it. The scales on the on his chest are rounded out, where the scales on the XM one are more like arrowheads facing down. But look at the paintwork and the sheen. It looks great. Look at Sideshow's nice paintwork, nice sheen. Just cleaner look, more comic book. But the muscles on this guy are also outstanding. And then you have the gloves and gauntlets. Plain leather glove with some good paint and weathering. Nice folds for realism. Good separation. Look at this. Gauntlets with pouches, with a lot of different textures. It looks dirty. It looks battle worn. Good separation as well in the fingers. And then the shields. The XM Studio shield is definitely smaller than the Sideshow. The XM was well painted with some damage as well. Nice high gloss paint they chose to go with. The Sideshow one is bigger. I'll show you the XM one next to it by quite a bit. Right? The Sideshow one went with a little different paint. So you see that circle here. This is metal, and the middle is metal. So that's a silver finish with the same blue. They went with the white here. I like the metal look a little better. It looks more battle worn. And then that blast effect on the Sideshow piece really, really pops, and it looks like he's in the middle of a battle. It's also on the base. I forgot to mention that. Let's get to the portraits. The XM one, again, more realism. That shiny mask with that worn A with battle, the pearly white teeth, that grit, and those blue eyes looks phenomenal. And then the Sideshow one looks very classic, very focused. He's determined. He's in battle. I love that jawline, that look, and all that great detail. And then the eyes are painted very, very well as well. I think in terms of the eyes, they both look good. If I had to pick one again, the XM one is maybe slightly more realistic, but the Sideshow one is painted well. Also, another notable difference is you see the wings on the side of the classic Captain America by Sideshow, and this is more plain and battle damage on the XM Studio one. So there's my detailed look. Between the basis, I would give it a tie, slight nod to Sideshow. It's a little bigger. It's got a little more storytelling elements in there, but that's just a preference. They're both very, very good. You really can't go wrong. As far as paint and sculpt, because of the realism and the details, I got to give that to XM Studios because they fit more detail into their sculpt. That's what they were going for. In terms of aesthetics and overall look, I would pick the Sideshow one 10 out of 10 times. I think it has more presence. It just flows better. I like the classic nature of it better. And that action pose to me just looks great. Now, there's nothing wrong with the XM one. You have the options, the switch outs, which are obviously going to be a pro on XM's side. That unmasked portrait is really good of Steve Rogers. I mean, one of the best I've ever seen. I like the switch outs. I like having Thor's hammer on his right hand. I mean, there's a lot of nice switch outs, including that flag, the Hydra base flag. So they're both good. Edition size goes to XM. A lot less of these were made. Sideshow did make a lot of these, but just from an overall, if I had to keep one, I'm picking the Sideshow one. No knock to XM. I just think the style and the choices that Sideshow made created a better looking statue aesthetically. Again, you know, the anatomies and the muscle definition is there for both of them. They're both big, bulky, strong captains. But again, for me, Sideshow for the win. Pretty easy just on looks alone, but when you start examining them a little closer, the XM one makes it a tighter race. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think between these two different Captain Americas. Which ones you like better? Take care.